Hi everybody, Donkey Storm here. As we wrap up BFA and turn our sights to Shadowlands, one question on many players' minds, including my own, is what class do I want to play? Well, it's still very early on and lots of things can still change in the Shadowlands Alpha, but we do have a pretty good idea of the changes coming to each class, and we can use a lot of what we already know about classes in BFA and previous expansions to make some pretty reasonable predictions about how things might go in the next expansion. This video will be the first in a series where I'm going to share my thoughts on how different classes will play out in Shadowlands and what I'm considering playing myself, beginning with Beast Mastery Hunter. Although I don't have alpha access, I've got what I believe are some pretty strong reasons that BM Hunter is going to be a strong class in Shadowlands. So what's changing for BM in Shadowlands? Well, a few things, but it's far from an overhaul. Likely because the spec is in such a good place right now on live. Like many classes, some abilities that were previously exclusive to one spec are becoming baseline. That's Arcane Shot, Steady Shot, and Wing Clip for BM, but I don't see any of those affecting the BM Hunter rotation much at all. For new abilities, BM is getting back Titan's Thunder, the old Legion artifact ability, which increases your pet's damage and empowers your next Barb Shot, and Kill Shot and Execute. Talent changes are pretty minor. BM is only getting one new talent on the last row, Bloodshed, a bleed on a 1-minute cooldown that also increases damage done by the pet to that target by 15%. Sounds like a good single target talent. Other than that, Son of Blood has been reworked to add barb shot charges and empower your pet when Bestial Wrath is used, and Venomous Bite has been made similar to Spitting Cobra, summoning a Cobra when Bestial Wrath ends. The Cobra's power depends on how many Cobra shots you got in during the Bestial Wrath window. None of these talent changes lead me to believe that the core Beast Mastery playstyle will be changing a whole lot. That's a good thing in my opinion, so let's get into why I think BM will continue to be a solid pick in Shadowlands. Number 1, mobility and ease of rotation. One thing we know is not going to change about BM Hunter is their ability to use their entire kit on the move. BM is the only ranged class that can do this, which means in theory, BM Hunters suffer no damage loss from moving mechanics. Add on top of this the ease of Beast Mastery Hunter's rotation, you got a recipe for maximizing your DPS and being able to focus on mechanics a lot more easily than any other range class. Even when BM is not near the top of the list as far as sim DPS goes, mobility and an easy rotation often make up for this because other classes are sacrificing DPS to move around. So if you like the idea of having an easy rotation and being able to focus on boss mechanics, BM is likely a great choice for you. For players looking for more of a challenge, there are some intricacies of the BM rotation that allow you to squeeze out extra DPS as well, so don't worry, it's not completely face roll. The addition of a couple new abilities will help with that as well. If you need complexity in rotation to keep you interested though, this is probably not the spec for you. Number 2, solid damage output in all situations. BM Hunter is a spec that has tools to deal with single target and AoE situations comfortably, and there's really no reason to think otherwise after looking at the Shadowlands changes. Unlike, say, an Assassination Rogue, which struggles as the number of targets increases. Right now in BFA, BM Hunter is absolutely tearing up Mythic Plus, with Beast Cleave, and performing well on single targets as well. One change that is coming in Shadowlands is that Beast Cleave will now only affect 5 nearby targets instead of an unlimited number. That might sound like a heavy nerf, but this is actually par for the course in Shadowlands. Nearly all classes are seeing abilities that hit an unlimited amount of targets get changed to hitting a fixed number, so I don't think this is actually going to be as impactful as it sounds. Number 3, great utility. BM brings a lot to the table in PvE situations. Doesn't sound like pets are changing at all, which means a BM Hunter can potentially bring Bloodlust, Self-Heal, and an offensive Dispel by choosing the right pet for the right situation. Combine that with an immunity in Turtle, CC with Ice Trap, a ranged Interrupt, an AoE Slow, Misdirect, Hunter's Mark, and a ranged Stun. BM brings a load of utility to any PvE situation. Hell, even Flare has its uses here and there. Making good use of your utility will definitely make you a valuable member of your raid team or Mythic Plus group, as it can often mean the difference between living and dying. My next reason is that you have a built-in backup plan. This is always the best part of choosing a pure DPS class. If you don't want to play one of your specs for some reason, usually at least one of the 3 will be good. What's a Shadow Priest going to do if their spec doesn't play well in Shadowlands when it's released? Heal or reroll, my friend. But as a hunter, you've got options. Marksmanship is looking good and will be the topic of one of these videos soon enough. Even the troubled survival spec is looking like many of its previously unplayable talents are getting touched up. So if I turn out to be completely wrong and BM is trash upon the release of Shadowlands, you got options, and that's definitely a plus. If you're looking for a safe choice, this is it. My final reason is pets. Okay, hear me out, because I know we've strayed pretty far from high-level gameplay at this point, but pets are awesome for many reasons. From a practical standpoint, having Bloodlust or a Spirit Beast to heal yourself is always useful. But beyond that, playing a pet class is always nice for soloing content like leveling, or difficult solo content when you're a fresh max level character. With access to exotic pets, the sky's the limit as far as the many cool looking pets you can find throughout WoW's many expansions. Need a raptor to match your Zandalari Troll heritage armor? Well, according to the awesome website Petopia, there's about 37 different raptor models to choose from. The animal companion talent, which I always hope stays as the default for the first row of talents, allows further customization by adding a second pet. Pet AI has really come a long way since the old days too, to the point where I very rarely have pet issues, with my pets running off doing something stupid these days. So now you're probably wondering, if BM Hunter is so great, why doesn't everyone play one? Well, all classes have their drawbacks, and this one's no different. BM Hunter's rotation is very simple, and won't hold every player's interest. And while I think it's good that Blizzard is taking a if it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality with the spec, that probably won't cut it for someone who's looking for something new and exciting to play. It's going to be the same old story with Beast Mastery. Also, for all its utility, BM has very few defensive options outside of Aspect of the Turtle, which isn't even a true immunity. Some players may not like the idea of their pet being the one doing all the damage and dirty work, while they, the actual player-controlled character, run around shooting wimpy Cobra shots on occasion. And as many improvements as there have been made to Pet AI, they still derp out from time to time. It's just part of the BM life. All in all, I think Beast Mastery Hunter is probably one of the safest bets for Shadowlands, and it's one of the specs I'm strongly considering maining in the next expansion. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you like this video and you want to see more like it, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. This is Donkey Storm, and enjoy the countdown to Shadowlands.